Welcome back to another day in my LEGO organizing journey. Today we continue the battle against the Sterilite drawers. As I mentioned in the last video, we've got a total of 7 left, and today this one is my target. First things first, we gotta bring it over to my table and turn the scale on because we need to check the weight of this. As it stands right now, 360 pounds left to process, but when we're done with this, there'll be another 5 pounds and 3 ounces taken off of that. This one, there's a little bit of dirty pieces in here too, so I'm not entirely sure what the scoop was, but we'll get to the bottom of it as we sort through this. I do think all of this is Lego as far as I can tell, but I just don't know. This looks like a vintage lot in some ways, but yeah, let's just dump it out. Enough speculating. Let's take a look at what we're going to be getting into today. Made it a Brickitect video. It was only 2 pieces, but I'm counting it. Here's a look at everything that came out of this. Again, this feels very vintage to me. Not super vintage, but like this kind of feels like my childhood in some ways. So this had to come from some yard sale or garage sale out there and ended up in that drawer. We do have some cool stuff in here though. I think this might be one of the more interesting ones that we go through. There's a printed map. See, we've got the old, like, Technic seats in here. I remember these from when I was a kid. These palm tree leaves. We got a shark in here. Oh, he's missing his face, his front. It might be in here. We might be able to find it. It's a big pile. What's this? I never saw that with stripes on it before. That's cool. Yeah. We got a recycling piece here. You probably noticed that. Ultra rare orange brick separator, of course. What's this one here? Is that printed? No, that's a sticker. Tow service sticker. I keep finding these basketball hoops. Actually have a drawer of these now somehow. They keep adding up. We do have a little bit of yellow Lego in here. I can fix that, but bummer to see that nonetheless. What do we got up here? Oh, that's broken. A little bit on the corner there. I'm probably going to take that out. Unfortunately. What's this thing? I don't think that that's Lego. It looks like it has a battery in it. We'll set that aside. I was mistaken about this being all Lego. That's a cool piece. I'm kind of curious about this. I'm going to Brickinize this piece. I'd like to know where this is from. I've showed this before, but I will show you once again. All you have to do is just take a photo of the piece that you're curious about. Click Use Photo, and then it will come up with that piece, which is right there. Takes you right to Bricklink where you can find out what it's from. And it was in a total of 6 sets. Cloud City, Final Duel, TIE Bomber, TIE Fighter, and Y-Wing. These are all from the very early 2000s, from 1999 to 2003. I guess we won't know which one that it's from. But yeah, I love this opportunity to be able to look up these, and you can see it like right there. That's kind of cool if it was in the Cloud City set. I don't know that for certain, but that was not from any set that we had. That came from a yard sale for certain. Let's see if there's anything else in here that would be fun to look up. Maybe if you see something in here, you can always holler out at it too, and I can look it up in the next video too. I like to make this as interactive as possible. That piece is interesting too. Let's look this one up just for fun. This is like getting a little bit of a history lesson of sorts when you take these photos, and the way this comes up I think is just so darn cool. This is only found in one set, 7248 Digger from 2005. How about that? One set. We know where it's from. That is so cool. I love it. I could just do that all day. Like, here's another cool piece. This castle piece right here. Shall we do it one more time? Let's go ahead and do it. Click Use Photo. Well, there it is. That is from 7 sets, and they are all from 1990 or 1988 to looks like 1995. It could be any of those. I guess my assessment of this being a little bit of an older lot is definitely true. Lots of stuff from like the late 80s, early 90s here. Probably someone my age's collection that ended up at a yard sale at some point, I'm assuming. But these pieces will be great to go into the collection, so in the future we can try to build some of these old vintage sets like that too. If you consider 90s vintage, which I think it's the case at this point. I don't know where the cutoff is. Where is something no longer vintage anymore? Is it like is it 20 years? Is 2005 vintage now? I shudder to think that, but yeah, maybe so. I'm going to work my way through this as I always do, and I will show you the progress as we go. Oh, there's a back of a dump truck. This is probably the most interesting bin that I've gone through, just in terms of parts that are in here, and it's going to be fun to try to figure out where to put these all, but we'll figure it out. I just found my first piece of Mega in here that somehow infiltrated. While I'm doing this, I'm watching this video of this guy that is making his own Super Nintendo game, which I thought was really cool. And I'm just making my way through here and finding a lot of doors and windows. Like, a lot of those. In all the sorting that I've done, this is the first time that I found a Tyco piece, which actually is pretty good quality bricks. I found them plenty of times in yard sales before, but they're not Legos, so I'm going to set it aside here. I actually found some other stuff too, including this, which I don't think is Lego, and then that piece I showed you, and we also have a windshield here too. I was questioning this one, but I don't think that's Lego. If it is, let me know. This piece is also Mega. I did find a torso, and I found a pirate hat in here. And there's plenty of chests and things too. Like, I'm finding those and putting them back here along with all of those fences and things. And anything else? I found something that I wanted to show you. Oh, there was something else I wanted to recognize. This. It's Lego, and I'm like, what is that? So let's go ahead and look this one up and see. This whole episode is just gonna be me recognizing every piece that I find. Now, I just find stuff interesting and I want to know, so we'll look it up. This should be an easy find, I would think. There it is. Tail with rounded top, Aqua Zone, Aqua Shark, Blue Shark with red X pattern. Okay. 3 sets from 1995 and 1996. Deep Sea Predator, Shark's Crystal Cave, and Spy Shark. Here's what the sets look like. I just went on a sorting rampage, and now I need to do an update because I need to clear up some space to finish the last bit here. This is the pile that's always left over, and as I mentioned earlier, all these pieces were mostly specialized. You can see all of my other piles around here. It kind of looks like a junkyard of Lego, but it makes sense to me. There weren't too many slopes and plates and bricks in this, but there was a lot of other specialized pieces, like a lot of vehicle pieces, what I consider to be boat pieces. These are all plane related back here. We've got some seats, of course. There were some flags. There were some spider webs. They were ladders and fences and containers and windows and doors and fenders. You name it, it was all in here. We do have some minifig accessories. Got some Technic, and probably the coolest things that I wanted to show you that feel very vintage, and maybe you recognize these. I thought this piece was cool. It's sort of like a windshield that you'd have in a ship, but it's solid. It's not transparent. And then this piece I thought was the coolest one. Check that out. That was found in here. So just had those off to the side, wanted to show those. But I need to get through this, and I need space, so I need to start putting these things away. And the main reason I keep them out is just so I can show you the progress that I've made. So I'm going to go ahead and put those into these drawers here, and then put some of this other stuff away so I can get through this, and we can get 5 pounds done today. That would be amazing. See if we can generate a little bit of space by taking care of this stuff here. We got those. This, I guess that's a slope. I really find this kind of satisfying. Let me show you something kind of fun here. I remember these pieces from my childhood. They're kind of like these arches, but if you take that piece and you put it inside there, it's like a perfect fit. I think that's kind of cool. There you go. And then you can make a ton of stuff out of this. This is back when Lego was much simpler than it is these days. But I'm going to put that in slopes, and this is going to be an arch, because it is. I did remove some pieces from this collection simply because they were damaged or very dirty, and I really don't need to fight for it that hard, so I'm going to donate any kind of damaged pieces that are still operable, like that one is. Just has a little shoe mark out of it. We'll donate those. Here's a little bit of an example. This is supposed to be white, not tan. This I would probably throw away. It's pretty cracked there at the bottom of that seats, and then a lot of this is non-Lego or just very yellowed or dirty Lego, if it is Lego, and or broken. So that's pretty much everything that came out of there. This thing is the most curious of the bunch, but the rest of it is kind of, yeah, let it go. I'm pretty happy with how things turned out here. Got all of that smaller stuff all sorted out here into the piles. Once again, my life in piles. That's the story of my organizing journey so far. The real story behind these piles is that they're progress that I'm making, working towards a big goal that I have. And every day I'm getting closer to it, including today. I forgot to mention the show that I'm watching here is Butterfly in the Sky, the story of Reading Rainbow. If anybody remembers Reading Rainbow? Good stuff from back in the day.
Even at this age, I believe that I have the ability to experience the wonderment of life.
And just like that, another 5 pounds of Lego goes into the collection, with the exception of a couple pieces here that I wanted to show you. These are ones that I really don't have a place for yet. So I'm thinking about maybe making a drawer of things that are just kind of extras, mysteries, if you will. Maybe you just don't have enough of them to create an entire drawer out of. So I was thinking about just maybe making like a miscellaneous drawer of sorts. And that's what I was going to do with these pieces, including these stairs. And that's the only one of those that I got. And that's pretty much it for these. But speaking of things I only have one of, I showed this earlier and said that I found it interesting, and I ended up recognizing it. And it's from this set right here from 1985. This is a space dozer, and the interesting thing is it's not actually like this. It's like this that it gets attached. So it's more like a dozer than it is a windshield. And I just thought that was an interesting use of pieces. And a fun fact on that piece that only came in one set that I never owned, but somewhere along the line, someone had that set, put it in a yard sale, I'm assuming, and now it's in my collection. So I just wanted to share that because I thought it was kind of cool. And it's fun finding out the history of some of these pieces. So yeah, that's it. Cleared out everything else. Finished the Reading Rainbow documentary, which was really well done. It's incredible to see how much good that show did for so many people. And it just, I don't know, it's an inspiration to me. Speaking of inspiration, or lack thereof, hope you were inspired enough to continue watching this all the way to the end. Tomorrow we will get into another bin, but once they're knocked out, and at this pace, at 5 pounds a day, it's going to be pretty quick. We're going to move on to these bigger totes. I'm very excited to see what mysteries and treasures are within these, and we'll get there. 355 pounds left to go. We can totally get this done, and our collection is going to be incredible. On that, I hope you enjoyed coming along with me today on my Lego organizing journey, and I'll be back tomorrow to do even more Lego organizing. What else?